The capture. The small cargo ship moved slowly through the darkness of space. Inside, a human named Marcus checked his screens. Everything looked normal. The stars were quiet. The route was clear. Marcus was a simple man. He was not a soldier. He was not a hero. He was just a cargo pilot. His job was easy. Pick up supplies from one planet, deliver them to another. Nothing exciting, nothing dangerous. Or so he thought. He leaned back in his chair and closed his eyes. Earth was far behind him now. He had left his home planet 5 years ago. There was nothing for him there. No family, no friends, no future. Space was lonely, but Marcus preferred lonely. Lonely was safe. Suddenly, his ship shook, hard. Marcus's eyes flew open. Red lights flashed everywhere. Alarms screamed in his ears. "What the hell?" he whispered. He looked at his screens. His blood went cold. A massive shadow blocked the stars ahead. It was a warship, but not a human warship. This ship was alien. It was bigger than anything Marcus had ever seen. Dark metal, sharp edges, like a giant knife floating in space. Marcus knew that symbol on the ship's side. Everyone in the galaxy knew it. The Kethrani Empire. His hands started shaking. The Kethrani were ancient, powerful. They had ruled the galaxy for 10,000 years. Humans were new to space, small, weak. The Kethrani looked at humans the way humans looked at insects. And now, one of their warships was right in front of him. Marcus grabbed his controls. He tried to turn his ship around. He tried to run, but it was too late. A blue light shot out from the warship. It hit Marcus's ship, and everything stopped. The engines died. The lights flickered. His ship was frozen in space. A tractor beam. They had caught him. Marcus watched helplessly as his tiny ship was pulled toward the massive warship, closer and closer, like a small fish being swallowed by a whale. His heart pounded in his chest. Why were they doing this? Humans and Kethrani were not at war. They had no reason to capture him. He was nobody, just a cargo pilot with nothing valuable. The ship entered the warship's landing bay. The doors closed behind him. Darkness surrounded him. Then his ship's door was ripped open. Alien soldiers flooded inside. They were tall, 7 feet at least. Their skin was silver. Their eyes glowed different colors: blue, green, purple. They wore black armor that looked like it could stop any weapon. Marcus raised his hands. "I surrender. I am not armed. I am just a cargo pilot." The soldiers did not care. One of them grabbed Marcus by his shirt and threw him to the ground. Another one kicked him in the stomach. Pain exploded through his body. They put chains on his wrists, chains on his ankles. Then they dragged him through the warship like an animal. Marcus saw many things as they dragged him. Long, dark hallways, strange alien machines, other Kethrani soldiers who stopped and stared at him. Some laughed, some looked disgusted. One of them spit at him. "Human filth," the soldier muttered. Finally, they threw Marcus into a small cell. The door slammed shut behind him. The sound echoed like thunder. Marcus lay on the cold metal floor. His body hurt everywhere. His mind was spinning with questions. Why did they take him? What did they want? What would they do to him? Hours passed, then days. No one came, no food, no water, no answers, just silence and darkness. Marcus felt his hope dying slowly. Maybe they had forgotten about him. Maybe they would let him rot in this cell forever. Maybe this was the end. On the 3rd day, he heard footsteps, slow, confident, getting closer. The cell door opened. Bright light filled the room. Marcus covered his eyes with his chained hands. When his eyes adjusted, he saw her. A female Kethrani stood in the doorway. She was different from the soldiers, more elegant, more dangerous. Her skin was perfect silver. Her eyes glowed deep purple.
Her white hair flowed down her back like a waterfall. She wore armor, but it was decorated with gold, a symbol of high rank, maybe the highest. She looked at Marcus the way a scientist looks at a lab rat, cold, curious, without any emotion. "So," she said, her voice smooth like silk, "this is a human." She walked closer. Her boots clicked on the metal floor. Each step made Marcus's heart beat faster. She stopped in front of him, looked down at him with those cold purple eyes. "I am Commander Vyra, and you belong to me now." She smiled, but there was no warmth in that smile, only danger. Marcus stared back at her. He did not speak, he did not beg, he just stared. And somewhere deep inside him, a tiny flame started to burn.
The arena. Commander Vyra visited Marcus every night for 1 week. She never spoke much. She just watched him, studied him, like he was a puzzle she needed to solve. And every single time, she poked him. His shoulder, his chest, his face. Her sharp silver finger would jab into his skin, hard, painful, leaving bruises that never healed before new ones came. Marcus did not understand why. Was this torture? Was this a game? He did not know, but he refused to scream. He refused to beg. He just stared at her with empty eyes. This seemed to frustrate Vyra. Each night, her pokes got harder, her visits got longer, but Marcus gave her nothing. On the 8th day, everything changed. 2 guards dragged Marcus out of his cell before sunrise. They did not tell him where they were going. They just pulled him through dark hallways until they reached a massive door. The door opened. Marcus's eyes went wide. It was an arena, a huge circular space with metal walls and a sandy floor. Above, hundreds of Kethrani soldiers sat in rows, looking down. They were laughing, talking, excited, like they were waiting for a show. In the center of the arena stood Commander Vyra, but she looked different today. She wore full battle armor, black and gold. Her purple eyes glowed brighter than before. She looked like death itself. The guards threw Marcus onto the sand. His chains were gone. He was free to move. But move where? There was no escape. Vyra pointed at the ground near his feet. Marcus looked down. A small knife lay in the sand. Old, rusty, almost useless. "Pick it up," commanded Vyra. Marcus looked at the knife, then at Vyra. She had no weapon in her hands, but she did not need one. Everyone knew that. "You want me to fight you?" Marcus asked. His voice was rough from days without water. Vyra smiled coldly. "I want you to try." The soldiers above laughed loudly. Someone shouted something in the Kethrani language. More laughter followed. Marcus understood now. This was entertainment. He was the joke, the weak little human fighting the mighty Kethrani commander. They wanted to watch him fail. They wanted to watch him bleed. He picked up the knife. Vyra's smile grew wider. "Good. Now, show me what humans can do." Marcus attacked. He was not trained in combat. He was not fast. He was not strong, but he had no choice. He swung the knife at Vyra. She moved to the side like water. He swung again. She stepped back easily. Every attack he made, she dodged without effort. She was not even trying. The soldiers above cheered and clapped. They were enjoying every moment. After 5 minutes, Marcus could barely breathe. His arms felt like stone. His legs were shaking. Sweat poured down his face. Vyra stood in front of him. She had not moved more than 10 steps the entire fight. She was not tired at all. "Is this it?" she asked loudly so everyone could hear. "Is this the best humanity can offer?" She walked toward Marcus slowly. He tried to raise the knife again,
but she slapped it out of his hand. It flew across the arena and disappeared into the sand. Then she poked him, right in the center of his chest, hard. Marcus fell backward onto the ground. Pain exploded through his body. Vyra stood over him. She pressed her boot on his chest. The soldiers above went wild with cheers. Weak, slow, pathetic. She pressed harder. Marcus could not breathe. I expected more from your species, but you are just like everyone said, soft little creatures pretending to be predators. She removed her boot and walked away. The show was over. The guards came and dragged Marcus back to his cell. They threw him inside like garbage. The door slammed shut. Marcus lay on the cold floor. Every part of his body screamed with pain. His pride was broken. His hope was dying. But then he remembered something. During the fight, when Vyra dodged his attacks, he noticed something strange. Her movements were perfect, too perfect, almost mechanical, like she had done the same thing 1,000 times before. But once, just once, she hesitated. When Marcus aimed for her neck, she flinched, just for half a second. Her eyes flashed with something that was not confidence. It was fear. Why would the most powerful commander in the Kethrani Empire fear a weak human's attack on her neck? Marcus sat up slowly. His body hurt, but his mind was racing. There was a secret here. Something Vyra was hiding. Something about her neck. Something important. He needed to find out what it was, because if the mighty Commander Vyra had a weakness, Marcus was going to find it, and he was going to use it. He closed his eyes and smiled for the first time in weeks. The game was not over yet.
The Bite. Marcus spent the next 3 days watching, listening, learning. The guards talked outside his cell. They thought he could not understand their language, but Marcus had learned some Kethrani words during his time in space. Not much, but enough. And what he heard changed everything. Commander Vyra was not just a commander. She was a princess, the daughter of Emperor Kale himself, the most powerful man in the entire galaxy. But there was more. The guards whispered about a ritual, an ancient Kethrani tradition. When a warrior bites another warrior's neck, it means total dominance, complete victory. The one who gets bitten becomes the property of the one who bites. For royalty like Vyra, a neck bite meant something even deeper. It meant she would belong to that person forever, body and soul. It was the highest shame and the strongest bond at the same time. No one had ever bitten Vyra's neck. No one had ever come close. That was why she feared attacks to her neck. That was why she flinched when Marcus aimed there. Her neck was her weakness, her secret, her deepest fear. And now, Marcus knew. On the 4th day, the guards came again. They dragged Marcus to the arena. But this time, there were no soldiers watching from above. The seats were empty. The arena was silent. Only Vyra stood in the center, alone. She looked different today. No armor, just simple training clothes. Her silver skin glowed under the lights. Her purple eyes watched Marcus as the guards threw him onto the sand. The guards left. The door closed. They were truly alone. "No audience today?" Marcus asked, standing up slowly. Vyra did not smile. "Today is not for entertainment." She walked toward Marcus, slow, dangerous, like a predator circling its prey. "I have studied humans for many years. Your species is weak. Your bodies are fragile. Your technology is primitive. By all logic, you should be slaves, pets, nothing more." She stopped right in front of Marcus. Their faces were inches apart. "But you are not slaves. You are free. You are growing. You are spreading across the stars like fire. Some species fear you. Some species respect you." Her purple eyes burned into his. "Why? What makes humans special? What are you hiding?" Marcus stayed silent. Vyra's jaw tightened. "Answer me." Silence. Her hand shot out. She poked his chest, hard, harder than ever before. "Answer me." Another poke, and another, each one more painful than the last. "I have been patient with you, human. I have given you time, but my patience is gone. My father demands answers. If I do not give him answers, I will lose everything." She grabbed his shirt and pulled him close. "So, tell me, what makes humans special?" Marcus looked into her eyes. He saw desperation there, fear, pain. She was not just angry, she was scared, terrified of failing, terrified of her father. For a moment, he almost felt sorry for her. Then she poked him again, right in his chest, the same spot she always hit, the bruise that never healed. And something inside Marcus snapped. He had been poked enough, beaten enough, humiliated enough. He was done being weak, done being a victim, done being afraid. He caught her wrist. Vyra's eyes went wide. No one had ever caught her before. No one had ever been fast enough. "You want to know our secret?" Marcus growled. His voice was low, dangerous, like thunder before a storm. Vyra tried to pull her hand back, but Marcus held tight. His grip was iron. "Humans are not special because we are strong. We are not special because we are smart. We are not special because we are fast." He pulled her closer. Their faces almost touched. "We are special because we do not break. We do not quit. We do not give up. You can beat us, you can hurt us, you can take everything from us." His eyes burned with fire. "But we always fight back." Before Vyra could react, Marcus moved, fast, faster than any human should move. He grabbed the back of her head with his free hand and pulled her neck toward his mouth, and he bit her. His teeth sank into the soft silver skin of her neck, not hard enough to draw blood, but hard enough to leave a mark, a human mark, on royal Kethrani skin. Vyra froze completely. Her body went stiff, her breath stopped. Her mind could not understand what was happening. She had been bitten, claimed, dominated. By a human. By a weak, pathetic, worthless human. Marcus released her and stepped back. He wiped his mouth with the back of his hand. Vyra stood frozen. Her hand slowly moved to her neck. She touched the bite mark. Her fingers trembled. "That is humanity's secret," Marcus said calmly. "We survive because we do no one expects. We fight when we should surrender. We rise when we should fall." He looked at her with steady eyes. "You wanted to break me, Commander, but I am still standing. And now everyone will know that the great Commander Vyra was claimed by a human." Vyra's purple eyes were huge. Her mouth opened, but no words came out. Her whole body was shaking. But Marcus noticed something strange. She was not shaking with anger. Her cheeks were darker. Her breathing was fast. Her eyes were not filled with rage. They filled her with something else, something she had never felt before, something she did not understand. Without a word, she turned and ran out of the arena. The door slammed behind her. Marcus stood alone in the silence. His heart was pounding. His hands were shaking. He had just done the impossible. He had dominated a Kethrani princess. He had marked her as his own. He knew there would be consequences, terrible consequences. The Emperor would come for him. Death was certain. But for the first time since his capture, Marcus didn't feel like a prisoner. He felt like a hunter.
The confession. 3 days passed after the bite. Marcus sat in his cell waiting for death. But death did not come. No guards came to beat him. No soldiers came to execute him. No one came at all. Just silence. Cold, empty silence. Marcus did not understand. He had bitten a princess. He had claimed the Emperor's daughter. This was the greatest insult possible in Kethrani culture. They should have killed him within minutes. So why was he still alive? On the 4th night, he got his answer. The cell door opened slowly. No bright lights this time, no guards, just a single figure standing in the darkness. Vyra. But she looked nothing like before. No armor, No weapons, no cold confidence. She wore simple white clothes. Her silver hair was messy. Her purple eyes were red like she had been crying. And around her neck, she wore nothing. The bite mark was visible, red and raw against her silver skin. She was not hiding it. Marcus stood up slowly. He expected anger. He expected revenge. He prepared himself for pain. But Vyra just stood there, silent, broken. "Why?" she whispered. Her voice cracked like glass. Marcus did not answer. Vyra stepped closer. Her hands were shaking. "Why did you do it? Why did you bite me? Do you know what you have done?" Marcus met her eyes. "I defended myself. You poked me. I bit back." "This is not a game," Vyra shouted. Tears appeared in her eyes. "You have marked me, claimed me. In the eyes of my people, I belong to you now. A human, a prisoner, a nobody." She grabbed his shirt with both hands. "My father will hear about this. He will come here. And when he does, he will not just kill you. He will destroy everything. Your ship, your colonies, your entire species." Her tears fell freely now. "Do you understand? You have not just ruined my life. You have started a war." Marcus felt the weight of her words hit him like a hammer. He had not thought about the consequences. He had only thought about fighting back, about showing strength. But now, looking at Vyra's broken face, he realized the truth. He had made a terrible mistake. Vyra let go of his shirt and stepped back. She wiped her tears with the back of her hand, but more kept coming. "I do not understand you," she said quietly. "I have studied humans for years. I thought I knew everything about your species. But you are different." She looked at him with confusion in her eyes. "Any other prisoner would have begged for mercy. Any other human would have broken after one day in my arena. But you fought back. You bit me. You dominated me." She touched the mark on her neck. "No one has ever done that before. No one has ever dared." Marcus watched her carefully. Something was changing in her eyes. The anger was fading. The fear was fading. Something else was taking their place. "When you bit me," Vyra continued, her voice barely a whisper, "I felt something. Something I have never felt before." She stepped closer to Marcus again. This time, there was no violence in her movements, only curiosity, only confusion. "I should hate you. I should want you dead. But I do not." Her purple eyes locked onto his. "When I close my eyes, I feel your teeth on my neck. I feel your hands holding me. And I feel—" She stopped. She could not say the word. But Marcus understood. He saw it in her eyes. He saw it in the way her body moved closer to his without her realizing it. She was not angry about the bite. She was confused because she liked it. "Vyra," Marcus said softly. It was the first time he used her name without the title. She flinched like he had slapped her. "Do not," she whispered. "Do not speak to me like we are equals. We are not. We can never be." "Then why are you here? Why come to my cell alone? Why show me your tears? Why tell me these things?" Vyra opened her mouth to answer, but no words came out, because she did not have an answer. Marcus stepped closer. Now they were face to face, inches apart. He could feel her breath on his skin. "I did not bite you to start a war. I bit you because you pushed me. You wanted to see what humans are made of, so I showed you." He raised his hand slowly. Vyra flinched, but did not move away. His fingers gently touched the bite mark on her neck. She gasped. Her whole body trembled. "But I never wanted to hurt you, and I never wanted to destroy your life." Vyra's eyes filled with fresh tears, but these tears were different tears, not tears of anger or fear, tears of something deeper. "Then what do you want?" she asked, her voice breaking.
Marcus looked into her purple eyes. He saw the little girl behind the warrior, the scared princess behind the cold commander, the lonely soul behind the perfect mask, and he realized something that shocked him to his core. He cared about her. This woman who captured him, this woman who tortured him, this woman who made his life hell. He cared about her. "I want to protect you," he said. The words hung in the air like thunder. Vyra's eyes went wide. No one had ever said that to her. Her father saw her as a tool. Her soldiers saw her as a leader. Her enemies saw her as a target. But no one had ever wanted to protect her. For a long moment, neither of them moved. Neither of them spoke. The universe itself seemed to hold its breath. Then Vyra did something unexpected. She leaned forward and rested her head on Marcus's chest. Her body shook with silent sobs. Her hands grabbed his shirt like he was the only solid thing in her world. And Marcus held her, gently, carefully, like she was made of glass. Suddenly, alarms exploded through the ship. Red lights flashed everywhere. The walls shook with the force of something massive approaching. Vyra's head shot up. Her tears stopped instantly. Her warrior instincts took over. "No," she breathed. Her face went pale. "No, no, no, not yet. It is too soon." "What is happening?" Marcus demanded. Vyra looked at him with pure terror in her eyes. "My father, the Emperor, he is here." The cell door burst open. 20 soldiers flooded inside. They grabbed Marcus with brutal force and threw him to the ground. A tall soldier stepped forward. He looked at Vyra with disgust. "Princess," he sneered, "the Emperor commands your presence, both of you." He kicked Marcus in the ribs. "The human will answer for his crimes against the royal blood, and you, Princess, will watch him die." The soldiers dragged Marcus out of the cell. He looked back at Vyra one last time. Their eyes met, and in that moment, something passed between them. A promise, a bond, something words could not describe. Vyra's hands clenched into fists. Her tears were gone. Her fear was transforming into something else. Determination. She would not let Marcus die. She would not let her father win. She would fight for the first time in her life. Not for the Empire, not for duty, not for honor. For him.